This is your new year. What is it that you want to do this week, this month, this brand new year? I'm going to share with you some questions that are directed directly for you. At the same time, at the end of the video, I'll share what I want to do for myself. Every year, we have an opportunity, a brand new year, to do something that we want to do. So I'll ask you, what is it that you want to do this new year, sometime during the new year? It could be a personal thing for yourself as an individual. Maybe it's finish school. Maybe it's go back to school. Maybe it's get a new job. The list goes on and on. It could be a professional thing in your career. It could also be something that affects your family if you have a family. There's a lot of things. Maybe it could be get married. But I want you to think about that question because we have an opportunity often, and hopefully we're taking advantage of that opportunity. My wife used to ask me, it's a brand new year, what are your New Year's resolutions? And I would always have an answer for her. And then I changed my delivery in the sense that I said, you know what, I don't have to wait for the new year to make a resolution. If it's something that I want to do, I'll do it. And that's constantly happening, where I'll think of something new that I want to do personally, professionally, or for my family, or with my family. So identify what you want to do, whether it's one thing, 5 things, or more. Prioritize them. And then the next question is, how are you going to make that happen? Have a vision. First of all, you have to have that vision. Then how are you going to get there? I also think that life is a marathon. You've heard that before, I'm sure. A lot of the things that I talk about aren't things that I made up. I've heard them somewhere. I just share them. This is my channel that I get to share great things that I think are great and hopefully you enjoy. But it's a marathon, and there's sprints in between as well. But the sprints don't feel like you have to sprint the entire life, your entire life, because that's not the way it should be. There are going to be sprints from here or there, or for this, for that. But it's a marathon. So think of it like this. Once you've identified what you want to do, how are you going to get there? And hopefully there are marks that satisfy you, that satisfy your family if you have one. The marks that, hey, we're on the right track. We're making it happen. There's so many areas in our lives that we can actually have goals to do, whether it's finances, whether it's travel, whether it's professional career. The list goes on and on, but it's a question. So when I ask you the question, it's not for you to answer to me, it's more of a question for you to answer for yourself. I ask the questions that I often ask myself. What do I want to do next? How am I going to make it happen? Who can I ask for advice? Who can I observe to see how it's going to be in the future? Like I said, it could be travel, it could be work, it could be, the list goes on. And start off slow. But you have to be motivated, and hopefully you are motivated, because there are things that we may want to do or become, but nobody can do it for us. It's going to depend on you to make it happen, to stay motivated, to ask questions, to make adjustments, to make it happen. Let me share with you where I am now. Brand new year. My wife and I are going to take a brief 4-day vacation into Palm Springs in a week. We're going to be under the sun. Look at the weather here in Colorado. It's cold. That's something that I want to do with my wife, and we're going to make it happen. Visit Joshua Tree as well in California. I got an email a few days ago at work, and it's from a recruiter 2 days ago. The recruiter said, hey, you came up on my list that you're leaving active duty. I need to meet with you to talk about the Air Force Reserve. I'll make a video after mid-January about that topic and how that went. I already know how it's going to go because I've done it once. An in-service recruiter is going to see if I want to do the Air Force Reserve, but I already know about that. So when I walk into his appointment in January, mid-January, I'm going to say I have a retired application that's approved. I'm 99% sure that I want to retire from the military side in the Air Force, but I'm going to listen to options. And unless he has a job that it's like the perfect job for me, then the answer is going to be, it's time for me to clock out. That's one thing. I'm gonna have a conversation with my wife once we get back from our vacation about 2018 and the transition from leaving the uniform side, the military side, going back to the civilian side. What we want to do right over there, build a barn. Things that are on my mind, at the same time listen to what is on her mind, and we'll work together to make that happen. Travel is a big thing. San Francisco for sure, maybe April or May. Then go back to civil service for the Air Force. That's something else. So there are a lot of things that I want to do. A lot of them are personal for me. A lot of them are professional. A lot of them are for my family as well. So don't wait for the new year to say, hey, what do I want to do today, this week, this month, this year, from now on? That's the beauty, that we can make that decision every single day, 365 times per year, to say, what do I want to do next? And it's okay for us as individuals to think and say, you know what, I don't have an answer for that right now, but I'm thinking. And then come back and say to yourself, this is what I've identified, what I want to do, and you go out there and make it happen. I share with you through this channel what's on my mind, how I think, how I observe, how I learn, how I teach others. It's a great platform for me to reach out outside of Colorado Springs, where I live, and interact with people every single week. I enjoy it. Next thing is, where am I headed with this channel in the future? I feel like I've run out of topics for the most part on the Air Force, and this is what people want to hear. This is what most people ask questions on, the Air Force. But I've talked about the Air Force. I will continue to talk about the Air Force. Perfect example, like I said, is the in-service recruiter appointment and how that goes. But where I'm headed with this channel is I'm going to continue to talk about the things that I see, that I think about, that I learn about, that I interact with, and just continue to hopefully build this channel and reach out to more people as well. It's something that I really enjoy. As a empty nester, it's just my wife and I at home. This gives me something to do. I love it. It's like social work. I'm going back to social work in 5 months from now. And that is my calling. I love to help people, to interact with people, to learn from people, and hopefully at the same time teach from people. This is your year. What is it that you want to do? If you don't have the answer right now, that's okay. But it's not okay if you don't seek out an answer. So look out for the answer or answers to that question for yourself. Have a great day. Take care.